It's Wednesday, the 23rd of May, 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. In Jinshin Jitsu, safety energy lock number 23 came into the universe meaning proper circulation maintenance. So my understanding of this is it is the safety energy lock, you see it's a 5, try and talk too fast, safety energy lock that regulates the circulation of everything within the being. So that's the circulation of your thoughts, the circulation of your emotions, the circulation of your energy, the circulation of your blood and all the components that are in there, the circulation of your cerebrospinal fluid, the ebb and flow in terms of the movement of your digestive enzymes. It maintains everything that moves and circulates in your body, your lymph, and obviously your, as I said, your blood circulation, right? That would be the obvious one. But it's more than just the physical. It regulates circulation on a mental, physical, emotional, and probably even spiritual level. So safety energy lock number 25 is located in the back of the waist, round about where your kidneys are, just over your kidney and adrenal area. And you can open safety energy lock number 24 by holding your either side of your rib cage, because then you open 14, and safety energy lock number 14 is the counterpart of 25, which is on the back, and it helps to open that. Or you could literally put your hands into the back of your waist, and where your palms and your fingers rest will be over safety energy lock number 23. So 23 is a 5, which means that in the life map this morning we have 5, 5, 2. That's the root of the life map. So we've got lots of air. 5 is the analyst. 5 is the thinker. 5 is the adrenaline junkie. 5 is the one that wants all the options. 5 does not want to be told what to do. So you may find the idea of routine or restriction or forced meetings or scheduling onerous today, right? You may want to be more expansive. You may want to be able to get out there. You want to have an opportunity to be more creative and to explore various options. If you do have the kind of job or day that allows you some freedom, this would be a good day to not be hemmed in at the office. If you are hemmed in at the office, it would be really good for you to get up, to move and stretch every 50 minutes or so, to go for a walk after 2 hours of working, to do a couple of jumping jacks or a few push-ups or sit-ups, anything that gets the blood flowing again, because exercise helps to work off the excess adrenaline that is generated by this intense energy of the 5. We might find that you spend a lot of time in your head today, over analysis. There might be too much thinking today and not enough feeling. Fortunately, we have the 2 from 2018, which is a water number, which helps to connect us to our emotions. It's important that we stay connected to the feeling, because otherwise we overanalyze, we think, we actually negate our intuition, and we base our decisions and our actions purely on our mental perceptions, and that's a one-sided way of operating. So do guard against that today. The hero today is a 3, and 3 is a fire number, so 3 is about expansion. So oxygen is what allows fire to burn. So the 3 in the hero position today helps us to be expansive. But now I've just said we've got 2 5s, right? So 5's an air kind of number. It is already expansive. It's not being held in. When you combine that with the fire of the 3, you might find that you expand a little bit too much, in terms of the fact that you push your boundaries so far that you generate a whole lot of anxiety. And that is exacerbated by the fact that we have an 8, which is a very strong earth number, as the villain today. So it's really important today that we focus on keeping our feet on the ground. So when you have 3 in the hero position, we can be very creative, we can be expansive, we can be flexible, we can move the way we need to move, we can strategize, we can see the long term, we can visualize the mission and the purpose, which is what actually keeps us going. But the danger is that then pushes us right into our heads, and that we overthink, we overanalyze, and we end up becoming anxious. And with the 8 in the villain position, its biggest lesson is learning to say no. So if you are struggling to say no today, and you say yes to a whole lot of things that you either don't have the time, the energy, or the inclination for, or maybe all 3, you are going to potentially end up being freaked out about everything you need to do, not sure how you're going to get there, not have a clear strategy of how to get there, and you may find that your anxiety runs riot today. So you want to draw on the hero characteristics of the 3. So 3s love order, they love precision, they like schedules, write it down. Just write down everything you have to do today. What is urgent and has to happen? Mark that in red. Whatever else is not urgent and doesn't have to happen, doesn't actually even have to appear on the list. Put it on another piece of paper, all right? And then focus on just those 3 things. And then you want to actually focus on when are you going to do those things? Schedule them, because all of that draws on that need for order of the 3. And that 3 is in the euro position. So the more order we impose today, the more likely we are going to be able to manage our anxiety. 8 in the lesson is about saying no, learning to say no. So don't take on too much today. If someone asks you to do something today, say no, reschedule, all right? Of course, we can fortunately harmonize this with Jinshin Jitsu. So safety interlock number 23 is on the little finger. The little finger harmonizes the heart and small intestine energy. The small intestine is the analyzer. The heart is the feeler. So again, we're holding the little finger. We bring harmony between the analysis function, which is the 5, and the emotional function, which is the 2, both of which we have in the root of the life map today. We also balance our circulation, the circulation of our digestive enzymes, the circulation of digestion and that circulatory rhythm of digesting, breaking down, and absorbing and assimilating. That's what happens in the small intestine. The heart function of sorting the blood into oxygenated and deoxygenated in the various chambers, and then distributing the oxygenated nutritious blood to the rest of the body, and the deoxygenated blood to the lungs so that it can become reoxygenated. It's maintaining circulation. The attitude on the little finger is trying to. When we are trying too hard, when we are pushing too hard, the more anxious we get, the more we need it to change, the more we want it to just go away. So if I can give you any advice today, if you do feel yourself, find yourself being anxious and overwhelmed while you're holding your little finger, just connect to the anxiety, because the anxiety wants to be felt. And it has a message for you. But if you keep on trying to push it away because it's making you uncomfortable, you cannot get the message. So when you hold your little finger, it helps to calm your nervous system down, first of all. And when you allow yourself to feel the emotion is like a tide. It comes in, it ebbs, and then it flows in, and then it ebbs again. It flows and it ebbs. So emotion is also circulatory. And when we try and stop it, we actually try and halt that circulation, and that's very often what ends up showing up as anxiety itself, all right? Because anxiety is a defense against being uncomfortable in any way. So start off with anxiety. Underneath it, you might find sadness. Underneath it, you might find disappointment. Underneath it, you might find anger. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you find nothing. If you just sit with the anxiety, it will flow in and it will ebb again. Trying to is, as I said, the attitude of the little finger, and pretense, taking things on that you actually can't take on right now. Saying yes when you mean no, that's pretending. I totally misquoted Emerson the other day. Well, I didn't. I think I got it right eventually, but I always mess the quotes up in the beginning. But envy is ignorance, imitation is suicide. That's what Ralph Waldo Emerson said. Envy is ignorance. In other words, when you envy someone, it's because you think you don't have what they've got. It's just, you do have it. You have it in a different form. And the form you have it in, you're currently blind to. So that's just ignorance. Because if you know where to look, you can find where you have it. And then your ignorance is no longer there. And imitation, he said, is suicide. Imitation is suicide because you are a unique individual. And when you try and imitate someone else, and when you try and do things to please someone else, or when you try and live up to someone else's expectations for you that don't actually coincide with what's important to you, then you end up killing yourself. So hold your little finger. Holding your little finger harmonizes your nervous system, it calms you down, and it helps you to strip off the masks of pretense and be the most authentic version of yourself. Hope you have an amazing Wednesday, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.